Muggles, and welcome to a wonderful edition of Books in the Park. We will embark on a magical quest to talk about Fangirl and Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. Wait, what do you think I was gonna do? What? I don't... Hello fellow nerds, it's Alicia again. You may notice that the background here is a little bare. We moved, so there's no trademark bookcases behind me this week, unfortunately. Bear with us. I hope to have at least most of the books back in their places by the time our next episode comes out, so you're gonna have to deal with something boring this week. I'm sorry. But the reason for my very magical opening was because this week we're gonna talk about a couple of books that are very heavily influenced by Harry Potter. Fangirl and Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. Now, these two books aren't necessarily part of a series, but they kind of are? I don't even know how to describe it, so I guess giving you a summary of both of the books is going to be the way that I kind of explain this. Now, Rainbow Rowell deals mostly with young adult realistic fiction, which means that the situations and the people that you come across in those books you could probably find in real life. So when she wrote Carry On, it seemed a little interesting that she did so, because it's not really her forte. But it goes along with the novel that came beforehand, Fangirl. Fangirl focuses around a character named Kath, who is a freshman in college and has gained a little bit of internet fame because of fan fiction that she wrote for the very Harry Potter-esque book series, Simon Snow. Simon Snow is a wizard. He deals with magic-y type things. That there's a very chosen one storyline for it. It's very clearly supposed to be Harry Potter. And so Kath really loves to write, but she only likes to write fan fiction, and she's intending on being an English major, but she can only seem to really focus on this one story. So, of course, the story is all about her kind of growing up a little bit, not stopping writing fan fiction. She still continues to write fan fiction, but she also learns how to write other stories as well as interacting with other people. She has a twin sister named Ren, who is very much more advanced than her in the social skills, but still has her own problems. And then there's a cute boy. I know, just calm down. Don't worry, it's not a contrived, weird romance. It's just a nice romance. That's what I really like about Rainbow Rowell books. The romances are never forced or awkward or anything. They're very natural and they're very adorable. She writes romance amazing. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, this is a book all about a young person kind of going through the biggest change you possibly can from teenagerhood into adulthood, and all of the growing up that's necessary in between there. Now, this is where things get interesting, because Carry On is actually the fan fiction that Kath supposedly wrote in the book. I know, right? That's kind of weird, and you're kind of thinking, well, I don't know if I really want to do that. Like, just anybody can write fan fiction, so is it any good? I mean, we've seen from such examples as 50 Shades of Grey and other things like that, that fan fiction generally just isn't the best idea. It's not the best product. However, what we do get is a very cool story, very heavily based on the Harry Potter series, but is able to stand on its own too. It has its own world, its own mythology and everything like that. It's really neat. Now, Carry On focuses heavily on Simon Snow, who we kind of got to know in Fangirl since we got to read some of the excerpts from Cass fanfiction. It's well known throughout the magic world that he is the one there to stop the evil humdrum, you know, the Voldemort type character to his Harry Potter-ish character. And let me tell you, Simon Snow has way more angst going on than Harry Potter ever did. Like, this is Order of the Phoenix on crack. And then one of the other main characters is Baz, who is Simon's roommate, who is basically Draco Malfoy, who's also a vampire, and who's also Simon's boyfriend. That's right, friends, Draco and Harry. Picture that, if you will. You see that? I'm picturing it. I can't show it to you because, like, you're not. It's not just about the romance, though, as is with every Rainbow Rowell novel. It's kind of more about the chosen one trope and what it means to be the chosen one, if you actually are the chosen one, if people say you're the chosen one, all this crazy stuff, chosen one, chosen one, chosen one. What we do get, besides an unconventional romance and a very thinly veiled string of Harry Potter references, is a story mostly about identity and knowing oneself. There's a lot of twists and turns in this, and I really loved it. Now, one of the highlights about these two books is Rainbow Rowell's writing. She is very good at using very few words to convey a lot of emotions and a lot of really poetic images. It tends to lend itself a little bit more to realistic fiction, and so it's really interesting to see in Carry On when you have the fantasy genre, which tends to be a lot more wordy and a lot more descriptive. But then this time you get the new age kind of simplistic style that a lot of authors are using on this fantasy story, and it's really neat. And it still conveyed a lot of the same things, you know, there was still this really rich and beautiful world with a lot of heavy mythology, and you could pretty easily follow it and everything like that, and it didn't have to be bogged down with so much wordiness and descriptive passages. One thing that I can say about Carry On in particular is that it could have probably been longer. It might just be me being used to the normal fantasy thing where the novel is like 800 pages single-spaced with tiny itty-bitty 8-point font. So many characters in Carry On, and we get to see all of their perspectives too, because it's in first-person perspective, but she switches through most of the book between several different characters, probably like 8 or 9 different characters we get perspectives from. And it's just like some of them we see enough of, like Simon and Baz and those types of people, but then we don't see enough of some of the other ones. I don't know, I feel like if you're going to do multiple perspectives with more than just 2 people, that you need to kind of focus on all of them kind of the same amount. Together really, really well. Like, even though they're completely different genres and actually kind of written subtly differently in style and tone and voice and things like that, they are really good companions with one another. You know, in Fangirl, we get to kind of see these characters before we get to them in Carry On, and so when we do get to Carry On, we care about them initially, right from the get-go. They really do make great companions with each other. I recommend reading both of them kind of within the same time period, Fangirl first and then Carry On in publishing order. But overall, I would recommend this series for basically anybody who likes fandoms, who are a part of fandoms. I really latched onto this story because I remember being that age and writing a lot of fan fiction. Don't you dare try and find it. I'll hunt you down and kill you. But both stories are about growing up and finding yourself and finding out who you really are despite the circumstances, and defining yourself outside the limits of what people have either quote-unquote written for you or have literally written for you. So there you have it, fellow nerds. Go out, buy Fangirl and Carry On. You will not regret 1 second of it. After you're done doing that, go check Nerd Park out on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, SoundCloud, WordPress, all those good stuff. All the links to that are going to be in the description below. That's it, my lovelies. Thank you so much for checking us out. Be sure to tune in a couple of weeks for our next episode. And remember, stay nerdy.